hopefully you had a good weekend. This is probably going live Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. With that being said, it's a YouTube exclusive. We're going to be playing one from the Pyro Prison Discord, but it's not necessarily prison. Now, we've played this Planeswalker before. We're adjusting the list just slightly, but maybe we'll have some mom spaghetti. See you in the deck tech. Cheesiness aside from our intro, we have Boros, Nahiri, Lukka, or what I'll be calling Boros Stone Spaghetti here in Modern. Now, this one's a little more on that Sun and Moon style, playing Nahiri and having a big Haymaker in the deck, and we do this with a few other pieces than just Nahiri. Now, in order to get to that point, which will hopefully happen in turns 4, 5, or 6, depending on if we're getting Lukka or we're getting Nahiri, we have a Stoneforge Mystic package. So Stoneforge Mystic package meets Sun and Moon, red, white, prison style of builds. What I mean by that is we have the Magus, we have the Chalice. We don't have any 1-drops here. We don't even have a 1-drop in the sideboard. Now, you'll notice there is Goblin Rabblemaster and Seasoned Pyromancer. These are pretty common cards that we see frequently. Lightning Helix is making an appearance here because we're in the Sun and Moon or red-white category. And we have Maze Mind Tome, which was not in the initial build, but I've added because of its just versatility in getting us to where we need to be. Artifact choices are Batterskull, and this is to help with the life gain that we might need, and then Sword of Fire and Ice because some of the red decks would be painful. You'll notice that 3 is our key location here, and this is good because Lukka, if you're not familiar, has a cool down tick ability. Now, we exile a creature and reveal from the top of our library until we reveal a creature with higher converted mana cost. You'll notice there's no Hazard, we don't have anything bigger, no Glory Bringers, nothing like that, because as soon as we hit one of our 3s, we go straight to Emrakul. Now, we could downtick on a Stoneforge Mystic. This is an option, along with downticking on a Germ. However, our choice is one of these, including Simian Spirit Guide. Now, the cuts we've made so far is 1 Lukka down to 2 Simian Spirit Guides, and we added 3 Maze Mines. We'll see how that plays out for us. Land base, pretty typical. We have Sunbaked Canyons and Sacred Foundries we can go fetch. Basics in here. Gemstone Caverns to do a little bit of that ritualing. I'm a little worried about this card in this build, but we'll give it a shot. And a Dwarven Mine. Now, the Dwarven Mine's kind of an interesting one that we could fetch for a creature. I'm not so sure how often this is going to matter. I'm almost tempted to go ahead and just make it one more Sacred Foundry here, and I'll go ahead and do that just to keep our mana a little more flush here while we try out the list. Being in white, we get Leyline and Rest in Peace. Anger the Gods in here, an extra sword in case we want that, some defense grids for that control matchup, and a Damping Sphere or 2 for, well, Prowess or perhaps Tron. This is red-white Boros Stone Spaghetti in Modern. Let's get to the matches. Red-white, a Boros Stoneblade deck with some spaghetti on the side. Let's find our first opponent. Let's see how this list does. And let's play some Magic. Bam. I think we got all the titles correct. Hopefully I haven't misspelled anything. If I did, you may laugh at me. We get to play here. We're going to go ahead and play first. Well, I wanted to play Maze Mind in this list. I don't think I wanted to play it that bad, though. Let's mulligan this. Alright. Well, apparently the deck wants us to play Maze Mind. We'll keep this. We can put Emrakul to the bottom. And we will play an Arid Mesa and pass the turn. Now we have a removal. We have the Maze Mind Tome. I've got 4 lands. Hopefully we can hit some good, important things here. It looks like I'm going to get to smack away a Arbor Elf here. Something we don't typically get to do too often with Red Prison. So that's kind of nice. We already have the white. I only really need 1 white in this list. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a red here. And we're going to just Helix the Arbor Elf. Go ahead, opponent. Next up is probably just a Rabble Master followed by a Maze Mind Tome. We'll see if my opponent is some sort of Panza list or if they're in the Green Elves and Devotion. Arbor Elf kind of says the Utopia Sprawl might be here. Oh, we found a Tranquil Thicket. That's not typical. We'll see what our opponent's up to. Prismatic Vista here cracks the Prismatic Vista and gets another forest, and we find ourselves with a Utopia Sprawl, naming red. Okay, so we have a few options here. We could stop any future acceleration with our Chalice on 1, or we could play a Rabble Master. There was no real choice there. Rabble Master comes in. Attack. And in for 1. Pillage, Blood Moon, something on 4. All of these could be options. Next turn, Chalice on 1 and Maze Mind Tome will be the plays, unless I find myself with perhaps Nahiri. Perhaps. Good start here for us. Not too bad. 4th land through Wooded Foothills for our opponent. And Bolts, Rabble Master. Okay. Our turn was completely just Bolt there. That seems to be fine with us. Let's go ahead and put the Chalice down for 1. Kind of curious what else they've got then. Maybe they've determined Blood Moon's just not worth it here. There's another Bolt. Bolts are Goblin away. Go ahead and play a Maze Mind and pass the turn. Now, we could Scry here, or we can take draws. If my opponent doesn't play too much here, I might wait to play draws. Scavenging Ooze, not the scariest. Eats Goblin, eats Arbor Elf. Scavenging Ooze is now a 4/4. Let's go ahead and take at least a Scry here. Can bottom. And I think I'm going to take a draw. I could Scry again. I think I'm going to take a draw, though, because I have these two. Oh, nice. Okay. Seasoned Pyromancer doesn't look too bad. 1, 2, 3. We'll do this because I can use the Maze Mind and draw if I draw a bunch of lands here. Okay. Not bad, not bad. No real blockers here. We're just a good Lukka away. We're not gonna block here because Lukka could do amazing things if we find Lukka. There's a Blood Moon. I'm gonna wait so I don't take damage with my Maze Mind Tome. Land, and that's it for our opponent. We'll take our draw here. And I'm going to Scry this time because I have... You know what? No, I'm not going to Scry. I'm not going to Scry. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let's... You know what? Let's just play all the Maze Mind Tomes down. Let's draw with one of these. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, we have lots of life to gain. We found Lukka. My opponent can't really get rid of Seasoned Pyromancer. Opponent plays a land. Hits me for 4. That's totally fine. Oh, I'm gonna spoil you all. Magus is a no. What else we got? Land's a no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to probably just Scry these to get something out. Nahiri is an awesome one. We'll take Nahiri. I kind of want to just hit this with the Nahiri and then play Lukka next turn. This seems like an okay thing to do. Attack for 2 and pass turn. Then we'll do Lukka. That way I just clear not the goblin. It's been a lot of goblin talk tonight. I clear the creature. Maybe I get my opponent just to concede here. We don't get to do the Lukka thing, but we were right on track to do that. And by the way, immediately getting all 3 of our Maze Mind Tomes in match 1 looks good. We're going to Scry that away. We're going to Scry that on top. We're going to take that draw. Play Lukka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Couldn't quite play Sword down, but we were going to hook this up to Emrakul next turn anyway. All right. So, We have Arbor Elves to deal with. We probably have Bloodbraid Elves to deal with. Graveyard matters a little bit. Sword of Feast and Famine could probably come in and replace the Sword of Fire and Ice as just a swap there. I don't see a reason for Rest in Peace. Leyline's probably only going to stop maybe a Chandra ult, maybe some bolts to my face. Probably not super needed here. So the Angers and Sword matter to me. We could go a little bit lighter on our Rabble Masters. I don't think that's the plan, though. I think it's just get these Maguses out and the Sword of Fire and Ice. We'll swap these 4 out. Looks like I'm going to keep 1 Magus, and we'll run it back. There we go. Nahiri had the Lukka. We were good. We're going to hit them real hard. Ooh, it's a good start. It's a pretty quick Nahiri. What's funny is this exiles enchantments too. So we could get rid of a Utopia Sprawl. I'm gonna keep this. This is good. Chalice on 1, don't even have to Simian Spirit Guide. Turn to this. Gemstone in. Exile Gemstone. Best way to run Gemstones if you have to. Prismatic Vista for our opponent. A turn 1 Elf. A Utopia Sprawl. Well, we could get rid of that in the future. Probably a Chalice on 1 here. Get rid of our upkeep stop. And another Chalice, apparently. Chalice on 1, Chalice on 2? Probably not. They don't have too many things on 2. 3 mana. Bone Crusher Giant. Just slams the Bone Crusher Giant out. No fear, no fear. Alright, let's get ourselves... You know what? Let's get a Rabble Master down. This will protect Nahiri. Maybe Bone Crusher attacks. I'm giving my opponent an extra mana here for this turn. This, to me, is okay to do right now. I don't think it's going to hurt us too much. There's a God of Destiny. That could die easily to Nahiri. Let's save the Simian Spirit Guide here. Nahiri. Great way to get rid of God of Destiny. Boy, do I love it. Exile. Get out of here. And we'll pass the turn. Goblin's token runs into a Bone Crusher Giant. Tranquil Thicket is cycled. Okay. What's up next? 2 mana, stomp this? Maybe. Maybe. Abrades it. Alright. They abrade us. Nahiri dies. Ooh. Alright. Let's look desperate. Put the Simian Spirit Guide out. Pass the turn. I'm looking for a land. 1 time. Looking for a land, and then I need them to not... I repeat, not destroy this, because you exiled target creature. There's our land. Let's go for it. Lukka? Down tick? Spin the wheel? Sup? Mom's spaghetti here. Mom's spaghetti. And we take it down. That was... Oh. That was satisfying. No Stoneforge yet. But we got the Lukka combo. Nahiri's rocking it. Looks good. We'll see you in the next one. Match 2. Here we go. Playing some Nahiri Lukka in Modern. Getting that Stone Blade going. Oh yes. Great start. I want to say it. I'm going to. If the rest of the league is like 0-4 badness, that first match is worth everything. Match 2. Let's find an opponent. We found an opponent. Let's play some Magic. Alright, we lose the dice roll. That's okay. We'll be on the draw. This hand looks Pretty good. Turn 1 Stoneforge, turn 1 Chalice. We'll decide. Then we got Lukka. Mystic Sanctuary. It looks like I'm going to turn 1 Chalice here. Let's do this. Let's do this. This is... It's alright. Turn 1 Stoneforge, obviously. Go get Batterskull. Right? Batterskull. Yes. Turn 1 Stoneforge. Mystic Sanctuary, Waterlogged Grove. Oh, we're pausing here. Very nervous I am. Let's go fetch him. And then just shock in. That way I have all of what I need. And we'll put the Batterskull in near the end step. Then we'll follow this up with probably a Chalice on 1, it looks like. And then a Nahiri Lukka. Ice Fang. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I feel really good about having a Batterskull against an Ice Fang deck. Chalice might be waiting until it's on 2. 3 mana Euro, that's fine. Let's just go ahead and put the Batterskull in now. Put the Batterskull in now. We got a nice 4/4. Beefy Germ. Beefy Germ. Graveyard looks light. Tax for 1. Looks like the Dwarven Mine has to come in next. You know what? I can play this now and I can get to Nahiri pretty safely. Let's attack for 5. Chalice on 1? Yeah, let's do a Chalice on 1. I have a feeling Chalice on 2 will be better, but we're probably playing Nahiri next into Lukka. Now, this is at 2. This is a 2 mana. So they could hit every creature in our deck. But if we find a 3, if we find a 3, then we'll be in business. In business. 2 mana Growth Spiral? Looks like it. Another Ice Fang. Okay. And attacks? Does not. Does not attack. Ooh, ooh, Seasoned Pyromancer. Seasoned Pyromancer into Lukka could be crazy. Could be crazy. We'll attack with everything, because that's what we're going to do. We're doing some double blocking over here. That's fine. I think I'm going to play Seasoned Pyromancer. I sort of want to put Nahiri down, though, too. I feel like if I get this Lukka down, you know what? Let's do Seasoned Pyromancer here. We're going to get rid of Nahiri and the Dwarven Mine. Nice. This looks good. This looks good. This is all good. I like this. My opponent probably will try to play Magic here a little bit, and I'll just be like, Lukka, Spaghetti Mom. I could even probably do that post-combat here. Like, that's an okay thing to do post-combat, right? Just attack with Germ? Make them tap stuff down? I don't know. Alright, land. Let's attack. Let's do a post-combat Emrakul. Or at least try to. They could force this. This is 3 other snow permanents. Let's do it this way. Batterskull and Elemental in. Maybe they block. I don't know. They're fetching. They're doing stuff. Snow-covered plains in. 4 mana. Cryptic do something. Cryptic return draw. Okay. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Now we have to sort of beat many things here, but you know, I think it's doable. Lukka. Down tick. Go get Mom Spaghetti. Good luck. We can make Mom Spaghetti vigilant. They better have another cryptic here. Applying protection from colored spells. Can't bounce that. Can't bounce that. What do we got? Jace, the Mind Sculptor. That is a play. And they attack Lukka. Now this is in my hand. This is really awkward. This is really awkward. Well, I'm not going to go down here, I don't think. This is 5 to equip. Let's go up. Jace was a perfect answer to Mom's Spaghetti. This could be a turn where I get to Magus. Magus is protected. 3 cards. Wow, I hit Lightning, Tome, and another card. The other thing I could have done is Season Pyromancer and put Emrakul back in, but with the Jace here, I don't like that plan at the moment. I think I'm going to leave Jace around for a turn here. I don't think that punishes me too badly. We have Lukka at 3. Gonna go fetch a basic. I have plenty of basics. I'm gonna play Magus and Seasoned Pyromancer, take Elemental in for 1. And then if they need to use the Jace to bounce the Magus, I have the Lukka to down on the Seasoned Pyromancer and get Emrakul back. Then the Jace won't be here. I could also then hook up the Batterskull to some creature. I need... probably a touch more white wouldn't be bad. Let's go to combat first. So combat, 1 at Jace, the Mind Sculptor. 1, 2, 3, Magus here. 1, 2, 3, new Season Pyromancer, and we even make a token, which is nice. Emrakul goes back. Lightning Helix. Gemstone not so interesting, but Lightning Helix is. Opponent doesn't have triple blue now. We have Path on the lockdown. Can't bring Euro back. Can't cast Ice Fangs. We have Jace. Woo! We have a pretty much uncounterable Spaghetti Mom. This list slowly bringing me tons of joy. It should bring you joy too. We have white and blue. Oh, Stoneforge. Forging great things, the Stoneforge is. They get their own Batterskull. So here I can hook up Batterskull and Lightning Helix. And then at end step make a cool dude. Or I can just double Helix them. That's kind of boring, but kind of boring. But it should get the job done. We'll see how many forces they have here. Not to mention that I can then Lukka and do the Lukka things. I probably should be sending 1 at Jace, but I think this is go for gold here. They go to 2. I attempt a Helix. I'll attempt another Helix. And then if all that fails, then we'll spin to get Emrakul. There's a force. Helix number 2. What else you got? Got there. Just enough burn. Just enough. Okay, so control matchup with things in the yard. Rest in Peace and defense grids look interesting here, for sure. These are the most interesting to me. I like the Emrakul package. I like Nahiri, Lukka, Blatter Skull. Rabblemaster seems good. This might be one of those matchups that I just like ditch all the chalices here and do 2 Rest in Peace, 2 defense grid. I can probably squeeze in another one like somewhere. It would be the defense grid. I don't think I need more than 2 Rest in Peace in this matchup. Even so, I might even do 3 defense grid, 1 Rest in Peace. I kind of like that over the chalices here. There's Stoneforge deck, which is interesting. Definitely want to keep all my helixes. Don't think I want to add angers. I think it's defense and Rest in Peace here. So the idea here is the defense grid can be played, and then most of my stuff becomes like not as counterable, and then they have to play at sorcery speed. This opponent will like to throw things in at end step, Ice Fang Codals, Growth Spirals, whatever you have. The Rest in Peace is a little bit awkward if I do play the Emrakul, because if I have to pitch the Emrakul, then we lose it if I have Rest in Peace out. I'm going to just do the 1 of, though. It's kind of nice against Euro, but it's not like a game-breaking thing for my opponent to deal with. All right, so there you go. We're going to do this. Lukka's been hot so far. Been hot so far. Whew. All right. I don't mind this hand. I have double red, double white here, which isn't a bad thing to have. A couple Maguses, Rabblemaster. I guess we'll keep this. Top deck Simian Spirit Guide would encourage this list along here. Do an Arid Mesa here. I'm just going to fetch. I'm going to go get a Sacred Foundry. This is to play mental games with my opponent. Make them go, oh yeah, we can do... We don't have to worry about Blood Moon. We're good. That's the idea here. Flooded Strand, Windswept Heath. I'm going to play a Prismatic and pass. At this point, this will get white. We're kind of flooding out here. Apparently my opponent just wants to play fetch lands. We will try a Magus. I'm not opposed to trying a Magus here. Our turn. Oh, we're flooding out. Flooding out hard. Magus. I can counter this. Might counter fetching some non-basics here. We'll have a follow-up Magus. Definitely a little bit slow. And we know we're going to be just a bit slower because I took those Simian Spirit Guides out. But I think the consistency with Maze Mind Tome and what we've seen Maze Mind Tome do for us, I don't see a reason not to. Basic Forest. Basic Plains. Basic Island? I mean, at this point, why counter, right? Path? Okay, they don't do anything there. They go get a bunch of basics and that's it. Another basic island here. So my opponent just got all the basics. There's a Jace. Okay. Just up. Okay, they go up. I guess this is a chance to go ahead and play a Rabblemaster down. Playing the Rabblemaster down here is kind of a nice thing. I at least get 3 in at the Mind Sculptor. We're not going to go at their face yet because we got to get rid of Jace. Now we could have played an extra Magus here. At this point it doesn't really make sense. They're all basics. We do stop Mystic Sanctuary right now. We would stop that third island a little bit better. Something's telling me that it's just going to be like an Ice Fang Codal next turn, which means maybe I just send goblins in. Bounces Magus. Okay. Flooded Strands. Green, white. Stoneforge. So a removal spell for this would be nice. Helix? Maze Mine. Maze Mine. Alright, we get to play a Dwarven Mine here, which actually generates us a token, which I'm not disappointed in. I will attempt a Magus first. To me, this is where they get the counter. They went and got a Batter Skull. Temple Garden shocks in. 2 mana purges Rabblemaster. Lets this sit. Okay. We won't attack with anything and we'll pass turn. Alright, so Jace gets to stick around. We have a Batter Skull showing up. We have our Maze Mine Tome down. No defense grids here. My opponent, I don't think, is too concerned about their mana base right now. We don't really have much that gets rid of an artifact. I believe Nahiri's ability is a tapped artifact. Breeding Pool for our opponent. Probably no actions here. I'm going to bottom a Maze Mine Tome. I'd rather just draw something different. I'm not going to scry here in case I'm drawing with the Maze Mine Tome, which is probably an okay thing to do to catch up with the value Jace is creating. Helix is definitely not a bad thing to see here. Definitely not a bad thing. Let's attack with a goblin and a dwarf at Jace. So this will be an Ice Fang. Draw. Blocks and blocks. We'll let them activate Stoneforge at end step. I want them to activate so they have less mana here. Oh, they path. Well, in response to this path... It's funny because I could Helix the Stoneforge. Let's go ahead and draw a card with Maze Mine here in response. Oops. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15's a little high. It's another land. Okay, okay. We're getting there. I'm gonna cast Mom Spaghetti. Batter Skull shows up here. Well, with the right amount of draws with Maze Mine Tome, we might get out of this, and depending on if we can hook up Magus appropriately. Opponent attacks us for 5. That's what we wanted to do. No scry. I want to be drawing now. Want to be drawing. Lands are rough. Alright, let's start with the Maze Mine Tome. Rabblemaster, huh? Try to play a new Magus. And I'll play a Rabblemaster post-combat. Trying to see if my opponent wants to counter this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm at 10 mana? What is this? Spell Queller. Okay. Interesting. By the way, I'm not casting Emrakul. We just are joking about it because of how much mana I have this turn, this game. Spell Queller steals Magus. It's good to know about Spell Queller. Second main, so that we don't throw Goblin at the Germ. We're probably blocking with Rabblemaster. We have an Ice Fang and 2 cards to beat. 3 cards. Sacrifices Waterlogged Grove to go get another draw step. Opponent draws 4 cards remaining. Hallowed Fountain comes into play tapped. 3, 4, 8 damage. I'm going to go ahead. I think I have to block here. If I top deck Lukka, it's cute, but I can't do anything about it. Let's go ahead and do our Maze Mind Tome. We do gain a little bit of life, which is nice. Okay. Helix isn't awful. Nahiri. Nahiri downtick Spell Queller, get Magus back. Aether Gusts. Guess I can bottom this. Let's go ahead and attempt a Helix now. I'm not killing the Germ. This is just to get the Magus, and we're trying to delay as long as we can here. Ice Fang number 2 in. Spell Queller dies, and we get to recast Magus. This shuts off lands again, partially. 4, 5, 6, 7 damage my opponent's representing. Stoneforge Mystic. They can go get now a Sword of Fire and Ice, play sword, and equip. They do a Feast and Famine. That's a good sword as well. Probably just equip on the Ice Fang. Does so. You know what? We discard a card. It's kind of interesting because I can discard Emrakul here. And if I top deck Lukka, things get a little bit interesting. That's definitely not Lukka. We should be doing this post-combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a lot. All right. Can block 4. We take 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like we'll take about 5 to 6 damage, probably. I will be blocking the Germ again. Looking at what my opponent has now out, Angers might make a little bit more sense to bring in. It's weird because you have those Magus as well. And you'll notice that that Rest in Peace, I'm glad I only have 1. Because it wouldn't be doing a whole lot. Let's block with Rabble Master on the Germ. We take 4. We discard our land. We're at 7. Top is a Tap of the Library. The slow roll. The slowest of rolls. I don't want to show them that, so we'll go ahead and concede here. Conceding so that we don't have to discard. I don't want to be showing this card. Nothing really coming for us. Okay, so we're going to be on the play. I'm wondering if like a Singleton Anger makes sense. I think because now I'm on the play, I'm not going to worry about that. We'll play our main plan here. Try not to flood out so crazily. I think if we didn't flood out and we got maybe a Seasoned Pyromancer in there to do some digging a little bit earlier, or even our own Stoneforge, that game totally changes. Let's play first. Like here, this looks decent. I'm going to get a Stoneforge down. I have Helixes for their Stoneforge. Yeah, we'll keep this. Turn 2 Stoneforge. Looks fine. They might have a path that'll just ramp me. It's gonna be good. Mountain Pass turn. Mountain Pass turn. I think my opponent accidentally skipped their turn. That's not good. They discard a Stoneforge. That's not good. Batter Skull, probably the first thing we go get. especially since I can play a new Stoneforge as well. Definitely gonna put the Batter Skull down. Temple Garden tapped. Yeah, my opponent's now behind, and it's really not good to be behind here. Oh boy, opponent. Snow-covered islands. We're doing the Stoneforge things. I'm gonna put Batter Skull into play. They do Stoneforge. They go get their own Batter Skull. So we get to kill this. But before we do, I think we attempt a defense grid here. The defense grid will make it so that it can't be countered. And if they have to counter this, then they need 2 sets of forces here. So they discard a cryptic here. They have the defense grid that they had to counter. We get to hit for 5. We pass the turn back. Land for our opponent. 2 mana, Stoneforge Mystic number 2. My opponent had 3 Stoneforges. Luckily I have just enough here on the Helix front. So we'll lead with the Helix here. We'll attack. We're gonna go get a Sword of Fire and Ice. They're not going to block. Makes sense. There we go. Go ahead, opponent. Now with the Sword of Fire and Ice, I'm feeling pretty good here. Pretty good. We can cantrip this Sunbaked Canyon as well. I think that accidental skip turn is going to cost our opponent quite dearly here. Quite dearly. Let's go ahead and do some fetching first. Let's go ahead and try to put the sword in. I think I just try to hook it up over here too. And then we just attack. I can't imagine I'm in trouble here by attacking. No, settle the wreckage, right? I can't pick up the Batter Skull, but I'm kind of okay with that. Stoneforge is fairly well protected here. We have an Ice Fang. That's fine. Stoneforge is probably getting in unless they have a path. And if they have a path, I put the sword back over onto the other Stoneforge here. Cool. We have a block. And are we going to do anything with Ice Fang? Nope. They're going to let us in for 4. They're going to path. They're going to purge. Okay. In this case, we'll probably just leave Sunbaked here. Sunbaked can be a draw step. We might be hooking Batter Skull up to the Stoneforge. A path is a problem, but I haven't seen a path so far. Another Ice Fang. Some Death Touchers. Death Touching. Leaves them back. We'll go ahead and draw. We hit a Lukka. Ooh. Lukka, huh? I mean, I see very little downside, but I'm going to go ahead and just attack with the Stoneforge here. And kill an Ice Fang here. We'll take our draw. Well, let's try a defense grid. All right. Well, we get the defense grid down. That looks good. All right, so this is going to be Batter Skull, which is fine. It's a 4/4. Now, Lukka doesn't go get Emrakul necessarily. So this might just be Batterskull attached to Stoneforge. And just hit for a whole bunch. In we go. We all gain life. No surprises. No surprises. All right. So they're going to attach Batterskull to probably Ice Fang here. Oh, a sword. Okay, this is a good sword for them. They attach it to Ice Fang here. They're going to make us discard, which is pretty good. But my opponent's not going to gain any life. And they're not going to be able to protect themselves. So I'm not... It's gotta be... It has to be like a cryptic command, right? And they don't have enough blue? I'm not sure how my opponent gets out of this other than a path. Waterlogged Grove. They need a non-blue creature to defend. And we get there. Little stumble from our opponent from early on. Probably cost them that game. Although we were doing just fine. We're going to pick up some really good cards here, too, in the next couple draws. We're going to scry, see this. We could even probably have bottomed that with going, hey, we got the Stoneforge. We would have top decked Nahiri, and that would have been good. What is this? Tapped artifact. Good to know. We'll remember that. Match 2 done. Let's go to match 3. 2 in the books. Let's continue. Good so far. Going 2-0. Stone Spaghetti. In Modern. Oh, it's doing things. Last match would have been probably pretty even, battling back and forth with Stoneforges. And the Emrakul might have shown up at some point. But on the whole, I think we actually had a relatively good game against them. With enough pieces of removal and probably making enough tokens for our Batterskull to hop around as we see fit. Let's find match 3, opponent 3 here in Modern. And it's been found. Let's play more Magic. More Magic. Defense Grid, by the way. Wasn't bad. Muldrifter's our opponent. We get to play first, and we will choose to play first. We're going to keep this hand. We have a Magus, we have a Stoneforge, we have a Magus, and a Seasoned Pyromancer. Prismatic Vista leading off and passing the turn. Now, we do have a double red pip here, so we're going to use Prismatic Vista here to go get red mana. Shriekhorn. Alright, Rest in Peace will be good. We'll just have to get to that. Dredge is our friend here. Part of me almost doesn't want to show just white. Just like show them all red. They'll never see the Rest in Peace coming. We'll see, we'll see. A Stoneforge into Magus could be enough here. It really could. Could stop our opponent. I'm going to get Batterskull. We're going to need some life gain here. Pass back, Stomping Ground, Shriekhorn. Got a Stinkweed here. They might dredge that, and they do. I see a Dark Blast over here. I see a Ghoul. I see a Gemstone Mine from my opponent. Magus is looking pretty tasty here. Cathartic Reunion, oh boy. Narcomoeba, Prized Amalgam coming back. Creeping Chill. Alright. 3 Creeping Chills. Okay. Luckily I have Batterskull, I guess. I'm actually tempted to go ahead and throw a Magus down, but I think this turn 2, I have to play Batterskull. Yeah, I'm going to have to play Batterskull. If I block one of these, I take 3, 6, 7. Playing Magus down. I see a Confligate here too. Okay. We'll pass turn. That was a pretty nasty turn too, opponent. Pretty nasty. Triple Creeping Chill might be Might be why we lose this one. That's a little spicy. That's a little hot. Alright, so what are we doing here? We're attacking with everything? Makes sense. I'm gonna obviously put a Batter Skull into play. Probably just block the Prized Amalgam. And pass turn. They do 7 to us. I gain 4. I block 3, so I take only 3 overall. Rabblemaster's not looking too bad. Dark blasts us. It's pretty good. Dark blasting us, pretty good idea there. Narcomoeba gets the Prized Amalgams back. I think we're dead. Seasoned Pyromancer, we go to 6, plays this, gets 2 tokens. We have 3, 4 creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could block a whole bunch. They have Conflag though here. If we block 1, 2, 3, 4, they attack 2. Conflag here 2, and they have 6 cards. Kills me. Alright, I'm not gonna show him anything else. Opponent showed us who's boss there on turn 2. They are. Let's go to sideboard. Rest in peace, anger the gods. I wonder if like a ley line or two is a smart idea. I don't think so. Alright, Rabblemaster can probably come out here. I don't mind Stoneforge. Honestly, it doesn't feel like a Chalice matchup. That could be 2 ley lines, Rest in Peace and Anger the Gods. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We do this. I have the Maze Mine to dig. Seasoned Pyromancer's an aggressive line. Helix to remove a few things. Gains me life. That's not a bad idea to have some way to gain a little bit of life. Stoneforge finds a Batter Skull, which is quick. Nahiri and Lukka with some of these isn't too bad. Let's cut 1 Lukka and bring in... Do we do that? I'm thinking about cutting 1 Lukka here because I only have Magus, Simeon, and... Well, I have Simeon in here too. I have the Stoneforge as well. Yeah, let's keep Lukka. Let's keep Lukka. We're looking for Rest in Peace, maybe the Ley Lines, and Anger the Gods, though. We need these sideboard cards for sure. Let's play first. Alright, couple Helixes, Seasoned Pyromancer, 2 lands... If we just needed to remove a few things, sure, but this one, no. Mulligan. 1 lander, ley line. I'm gonna say no. If this was burn, maybe. Ley line, we can get rid of Emrakul. I have a Magus. I can keep this. So we can get rid of Emrakul and probably just Dwarven Mine here. And play the ley line out. Unfortunately for us, we don't have the Rest in Peace, but we did look a couple times and didn't ever find it. Bloodstained Mire. Alright. Go ahead, opponent. I'm hoping that they fetch here. I'd love to get a Magus down and shut them off of their lands. Sometimes that's doable, especially if they fetch kind of like this. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what this... second land is. It's a Blood Crypt. Okay. Cathartic? Just don't be a big Cathartic. Oh gosh, double Stinkweed. Double Stinkweed. Nothing. 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 Narcomoeba. Narcomoeba I can deal with. That's all they hit? We dodged a bullet. Looks good. Alright. We're gonna probably go get our other planes here. Oh, rest. Oh, rest in peace. So let's go ahead and do this. Play Magus. This should shut off a lot of things they're doing. We can follow this with a Rest in Peace. The Rest in Peace is safe from any green removal spells. They don't have too many things that probably hit Magus here, I'm hoping. We'll see, though. We'll see. Looks like they're going to just do Ox here, which is maybe a reason to do Rest in Peace first, but it is only a 5/3. I say that, and things could get crazy here. Creeping Chill. Maybe we should have. Oh, maybe we should have. I was doing this to protect my Rest in Peace, but maybe the Rest in Peace was just supposed to happen there. Man, it's been a while. I regret everything. I regret everything. We weren't thinking about Ox. We were thinking about like a Nature's Claim type of effect. They attack. They do 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We'll scoop in shame. Scoop in shame. We're hiding the tech. That's what we're doing. All right. A big misplay there against Dredge. Definitely should have put our Rest in Peace out. We'll learn. We'll learn. We will not do that again. Match 3 is in the books, though. Let's go to match 4. I await your comments in the Twitch comment threads. Match 4. Immediately find our opponent. Let's put the previous game behind us and let's play some Magic. All right. Behind us. Let's not focus on it. Oh my gosh. It's Fad's Advisor 82. It's Russ. We're going to keep this hand. Uh-oh. I hope he's not on mill. He'll be very sad if he's on mill. He'll be pretty sad. Good luck, Russ. I'm almost tempted to tell Russ, I'll be like, if you're on mill, I'm so sorry. I have Emrakul. Oh, it's gonna be a fun one. Oh, he's on mill. I can tell already. Stoneforge. Stoneforge goes and gets... I kind of want to get a Batter Skull first, just in case that gets milled. We got the Sword of Feast, or Sword of Fire and Ice too. Archive trapped me. It's not gonna matter. Oh, it's not gonna matter. No Nahiri yet, so they don't know. They just think Stoneblade. Probably I want to put a Chalice on 1 pretty soon so that a Stoneforge Mystic doesn't get hit here. Mesmeric Orb, that's fine. We'll do some untapping and everything like that. Rabble Master. Okay. Nothing too frightening. We'll just pass the turn. Oh, if we can beat him before we show the Emrakul, he'll have no idea. Mesmeric Orb mills 2 here. Alright. Chalice on 1 is definitely our next plan here. So, Stoneforge, maybe there'll be a Fatal Push, unfortunately for us. We'll see. Maybe they're going to force me again. Force me to search. This kind of game just gives me so much joy because we know our opponent. And we know that they love their mill. They love it so much. Ooh, what is this? All right, Fields will float mana. Got to float that mana. Let's take another red here. It's going to be a Fatal Push. Kind of looks like a Fatal Push. Batter Skull. Germ. Black mana, Fatal Push. Okay. Expected to some degree here. Alright, we're going to untap. There's the Nahiri. Uh-oh, Nahiri's here. Uh-oh, he's going to be thinking. He's going to be thinking. Alright. Chalice on 1. New Stoneforge, pass turn. Believe me, we're okay so far. I hope he doesn't play Surgical's main. Let's go get another card, Sword. And, nah, I won't bash. 1 point here is not going to matter. Alright, untap, do some of that. Surgical is covered, by the way. Looking good, looking good. Crab, countered. Come on, Russ, you know this. Could throw a Chalice on 2. Manic Scribe. Maga-Seasoned Rabblemaster. Alright. We're going to do some untapping here. Probably Chalice on 3 is better because of Crypt Incursion. Alright. Mill, mill, mill. Mill, 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 mill. I guess they put a creature in. That's what they were trying to do. Let's see here. Do we have another mountain? It looks like we do. I think I can just boot up Batterskull onto a Stoneforge and attack. Start doing that. Equip. Magus doesn't really make sense here. So we'll just bash in for a good solid 5 past turn. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I really want to put a Chalice on. I want to put a Chalice on 3. I really do, because that's going to stop that Crypt Incursion that they could play. Glimpses here. Oh, we found Emrakul. A straight concede. Oh, Russ, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He doesn't deserve that. Oh, the tech. Oh, goodness. All right, some ley lines are going to come in here. Yeah, it's probably just ley line. Probably don't even mind a sword. 100% of the time whenever I play Mill, I run into Emrakul guy. Oh, goodness. Alright, so ley lines and Sword of Feast and Famine here. I like Chalice on 1. I actually don't mind Lukka still. Magus is pretty good. Rabblemaster's pretty good. I think I can actually drop some Helixes here and probably just a Maze Mind Tome or 2. Actually, let's drop all the Maze Mind Tomes so that I have a few pieces of removal for crabs. And we'll just bring these pieces in. The general idea here is I just have more equipments to power out. Chalice on 1, Chalice on potentially 3 here, and ley lines would probably lock this game out. We'll see how it plays here. Game 2. Against poor old Mill with the main deck Emrakul. Ah, yes. It's good. Some good stuff. It's going to be a problem if they have bridge, by the way. It's going to be a bit of a problem. All right, looks like Russ has his components ready for us. Many things to target Emrakul, I'm sure. All right. Chalice on 1, Magus of the Moon. All looks good. We'll go ahead and keep. Looks like a good one. Leyline would be nice. We have a mulligan to 5, a mulligan to 4. This is not good to mulligan solo, Russ. Don't do this. Alright, Shelldock has found some cards they like. Top deck Simian Spirit Guide would be brutal here. Russ already given us the GGs. I hope he's not serious. Here, we'll fetch. Look, I'm fetching. Gonna get that basic plains past turn. Triple Archive Trap me. Go. Go. Darn. Alright. Palace and Sky, Shelldock Isle. Let's go ahead and toss a Chalice onto 1 here. The Blood Moon following this up may be lights out for our friend over there. Oh, not quite. We have a polluted delta. Oh, we have Lukka, though. We have Lukka. Let's go get our other planes here. We'll slap down a Magus, see if they have a counter spell. If not, polluted delta can pick what color they want. It's done. It's done. Russ gets taken down. Chalice on 1. Lukka getting there. We'll reveal the hand. We got this Lukka going. I'm sorry, Russ. If you watch this or see this or someone links it to you, sorry for the main deck Emrakul. But off day and Mr. Jangle's list was pretty sweet. We're 3-1. Let's go to match 5. Can we get the 4-1? Match 5. Playing a little bit of Stone Spaghetti in Modern. There have been some really good fun ones here. Back and forth games. Couple more tighter lines and playing a little bit more sequenced. But if we would have played well on that Dredge matchup, we wouldn't have run into Russ and had a good time with Russ. So you know, consider that. Pyro Prison community knows what I'm talking about. Speaking of, probably check out a Russ stream. He's Mr. Mill. He's prepping hard for Zendikar. Match 5. Let's go. Opponents found. Let's get that 4-1. Let's go. Woohoo. We get to play first. Always a good thing. 2 Nahiris is a little awkward, but 2 Stoneforge looks pretty nice. Let's go ahead and keep this. My opponent mulligans to 6. Are they going lower or are they staying there? If they're a burn prowess deck, we get the Chalice on 1. If they're anything else, we'll just Stoneforge. Sacred Foundry tapped. Temple Garden, well, that is most definitely not what I think it is. Oh, Boggles. All right, I will probably go ahead and Chalice on 1 now. Chalicing on 1's probably just really smart here. We're going to go get red here. Not great for Blood Moon. That's okay, though, because we do have some double red spells, and I want to be sure I have my 2 red pips here. So Chalice on 1 here. Go ahead and Boggle opponent. Oh, Curious Obsession is pitched with a Force of Negation. Well, luckily I have a backup Chalice. We'll see what damage they do here. Flooded Strand. Do they fetch? They do. Hallowed Fountain. Shocks it in, too. Oh. Staggering Insight. We have someone that's been playing, like, maybe Historic. All right. Lifelink. Whenever they deal damage, they draw. I'm going to go ahead and slap down our Chalice. Perfect example where the Seasoned Pyromancer being a double red spell. Now, my opponent can draw for a little bit here, but we've got the Stoneforge, and hopefully this doesn't grow too much more. Stoneforge going and getting a Batterskull could be enough to gain us just a touch more life that we'll need in the future. Nahiri's not too bad here either, because being able to play Nahiri on a Daybreak Coronet type of scenario, which just so happens, could be enough to save us. All right, so this has First Strike, Lifelink, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and play Seasoned Pyromancer so I can try to hit the land I need. I'm going to do Nahiri out and Stoneforge out. Apparently, they said play Nahiri. So this is a big one. We're hoping that they can't make this too much larger, but I have some Nahiris here, so maybe after 1 or 2 Nahiris, I'll have this cleared and it'll be smaller. My opponent plays an Island, cantrips the Horizon Canopy, and attacks for 5. Easy chump block here. My opponent's gaining a lot of life, but that's not the worry here. All right, we hit our land drop. We're going to slam a Nahiri. We're going to exile the Staggering. This shrinks Boggle down to a 1-1, and we will pass. Next up is probably a Magus the Moon, and we might be going up to Mom Spaghetti. Emrakul, the sweetheart of the list. Love to get this Magus down. That'd be crazy. Before I do that, though, let's get our second plains. We've been graced by a fetch land. Magus. Up. Get rid of the other Nahiri. Play Stoneforge. Do all of the things. And take control of the game against Boggles. That felt really good. That is something that red alone cannot do very well. Ooh. Okay. Well, Anger the Gods are going to come in here. That's a pretty obvious one, and that's about all I have. I will probably ditch either the Maze Mines or the Helixes. We could also ditch a couple Rabble Masters. Maybe 2 Rabble Masters, 1 Maze Mine, 3 Angers. What's nice about Sword of Fire and Ice is its protection from blue. This is protection from green. This could be useful as well to get through. Boggles are typically green or white. Maybe I like that a little better than Sword of Fire and Ice. Maybe I like both. Maybe I like both in one Helix out. So Helix could go and kill a core, but if the core gets too large, it's a problem. I'm going to just lean heavily on the Angers. Our opponent lets us know Nahiri is a good one, and by golly it is. Alright. I think I can easily keep this hand, Gemstone into play, get rid of a Helix. We got a Chalice on one, we have a quick Anger right after. Looks like a stellar hand to me. Boggles opponent, good luck. Good luck. Nahiri's taking down a Coithus, God of Destiny, helping us with the Boggles. Maybe Sun and Moon's up there in the tier rankings. Our opponent played Jeskai Nahiri for 2 years, one of their favorite cards. Nice opponent. I can respect that. Oh no, this is going to be just lights out for our opponent. Chalice on 1, followed by perhaps Anger, and just shut the door. We might not even need the Magus. Depends on what we've got. If it's core, if it's the core, I might just play the Magus. Oh, it's an invisible stalker. Okay. I'm not so worried about this. I think I just jam a Magus and we play from here. It's hexproof, but it's tiny. Oh, with the Stoneforge next? Absolutely. Absolutely. Easy Magus. Make them so they can't play magic. Play the Stoneforge. Get the Batterskull in. Bash, bash, bash. Win the game. Ooh. We've got green mana. Attacks for 1. Little Dwarven Mind here. We're going to play Stoneforge. I'm going to go ahead and get that Batterskull. And I'll attack for 2 with the Magus past turn. Feeling pretty safe here. Got a nice Batterskull to keep our life total nice and healthy here. Chalice on 1 protecting us from Invisible Stalker. And we get the GGs very fast. Very quick. Locking it down prison style. And getting out of a tight one there with Nahiri. The list goes 4-1 with probably an extremely bad punt there in match 3. Good results. We'll see you in the conclusion. Boros, Stone Spaghetti, or really Nahiri Lukka in Modern. 4-1. Let's look at this list. Now we made a few adjustments from the original list. It performed brilliantly. Obviously, we're only 5 matches in, but I had a blast. Simian Spirit Guide, Stoneforge Mystic combo here. Pretty good. Now, we have less Simian Spirit Guides, so that doesn't happen as much. But it happened just once, I believe, and we enjoyed it. One less Lukka here. The Nahiri was great against Boggles. It was great against God of Destiny early. Rabble Master was there to punch in. It was sweet to do Lukka, and then our opponent couldn't counter Emrakul coming in. Rest in Peace was there, and we should have used it. But all in all, the list is hot. Changes, not sure yet. I'd love to run this again, and we'll probably repeat. If you'd like to see the repeat, let us know. Maybe repeat in all caps or something. Magus of the Moon being more of an aggressive kind of Torbrand Punisher is really sweet. You're not doing the Blood Moons, you're avoiding Force of Negation. I always love when you're doing that. Batterskull bought us enough time. Sword of Feast and Famine's there in case we run into Jund. Seasoned Pyromancer is great. Go play it if you can. Go play it. Spaghetti Mom, Emrakul, in Modern, sitting in a Sun and Moon list. I'm Fluffy Wolf 2. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff, notification bell. If you haven't been paying attention or brand new, there's a video out every day of September, and I think we're going to get to the end of the month, and then we'll see what we do for October. Might need to back off, or maybe we'll go full force. Till next time, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next match.